Howdy, Pilgrim. Appreciate those of you who watch this video. I hope you enjoy it. Today we're talking about Stagecoach, starring John Wayne. This is the movie that made John Wayne a movie star. And it's also a very influential movie. Kind of set the tones for westerns that followed. And for other movies in Hollywood at that time period. I guess Orson Welles watched this movie, took notes, and kind of used these notes to make his masterpiece, Citizen Kane. This movie has... to me, I really did enjoy this movie. It had a great musical score, great scenes, great cinematography, especially for that time period. It has very good stunts as well. There's a scene where there's a is it a cowboy or an Indian? Or anyways, there's a scene where there's a person at the beginning, at the front of the stagecoach. He lets go of the horse, and then like the whole stagecoach rides over him. Very impressive, very dangerous. Could have got trampled on by the horses, could have got ran over by the stagecoach, but he made it good. If you ever see that movie Maverick with Mel Gibson, not with John Gardner, not John Gardner, Mr. Gardner, what's his name? Man, I don't know. Something Gardner. James Gardner, right? But this is Maverick, the movie with Mel Gibson. There's a scene like that where the cowboy's at the front of the stagecoach, and he goes already straight through the coach and stuff. It's similar to that stunt. Everybody's probably like scratching their head, like, what movie are you even talking about? But yeah, you get some very good stunts in this movie. It's like your very first car chase movie, but it's still with horses, right? Your very first high-speed chase scene, right? But you're dealing with horses. That's what I'm going. I'm calling it the very first. I'm sure there's other ones. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it just kind of reminds me of a car chase scene that you would see like Fast and the Furious today, when we got horses. All kinds of car chase scenes, right? But this is done with horses. It's done fantastically. It's not the whole movie, but they are moving very fast. I'm getting off track where I want to go with this review. Like I said, I really like this review. I'm not a very big fan of John Wayne. I think I mentioned this in another review I did of him. But I really did like John Wayne in this. I thought he was fantastic in this movie. I can see why this movie propelled him to stardom. He plays great as the Ringo Kid, I believe. It's his nickname, right? He's Ringo, but do they call him Ringo Kid? He does a fantastic job. He's like an outlaw, but he's out for revenge. Kind of reminds me of Wyatt Earp. You know how you had his gang was basically killing off his brothers and stuff. It's kind of what happened here. Somebody killed off his brothers. He's trying to get revenge for him, justice for his brothers. But the law doesn't really want him to do that, so they're going to lock him up. But he does a great job in this movie. And I didn't really feel like he was the typical John Wayne character. I feel like he was a little different than the other John Wayne movies a little bit. I'm not a John Wayne expert by any means, so I could be wrong in that assessment. If I am or am not wrong, and you've seen this and you are a John Wayne expert, let me know in the comments below. But I feel like this is a little different from the character he typically plays. But he is really nice to the other lady who's like him. She's kind of like the outlaw of the woman society, right? So it leads me to the characters of this movie. What makes this movie really great is that you have characters from different backgrounds in this, and different backgrounds and different levels of society. You get the rich and stuff, and you got you got, I guess, the poor. Like the lady getting kicked out of town, at first I thought it was because she might have been like dealing with prostitution, or maybe she had an affair or something. So that part I'm not really clear on. If you already seen this movie, you probably and you remember right, why is she getting shunned from the other women? Is it because she had an affair? Is she a prostitute, or is it just because she's poor? It's one of those three things. I can't really pin it down to which one specific. I want to say it's either she had an affair or she was a prostitute. It was one of those things. I don't think it's because she was poor. She dresses pretty nicely. She's not from that town, so I don't know how they would know her background, if she was poor or not. But I got a feeling it's something like that. And then you have the other woman in this, and she's like a proper lady. She's married to a soldier. She's pregnant. She wants to get back to her husband. And, at first I kind of felt like maybe she was, it kind of appears, I didn't feel like this way, but they make it appear that she's kind of stuck up like the other woman of the town. like she's kind of looking down at this woman. And she is a little bit looking down at this woman because she's probably taking the word of the mouth, like just taking the other woman's word. You know, they're the ones telling her this woman is bad, and they're the ones shunning the other woman, you know, making her to the outlaw of women's society. But really, the other woman in the Stagecoach, I think she's just shy. She's just quiet. She just doesn't want to go against the stream, you know. It doesn't make her a good person, but it doesn't make her a bad person either. You know, she could have stood up, you know, and made her mind up for herself. But she's not that type of person. She's like a sweet lady, though. And at the end, you know, she kind of realizes that the other women are misjudging our outlaw woman, even though she can't really bring herself to say thank you at the end. Come on, 2 easy words, thank you. You could say a little bit more than what you said. After all, she did deliver your child for you, but she's just quiet and shy. And then you have Hatfield, who's like the proper lady's admirer. You know, he served in the Confederate Army. Her dad was, I guess, the general, or was the commanding officer of whatever unit he was in. So he kind of admires her. You get the feeling that he wants to be her husband. Kind of get that feeling that he's the one, he's trying to undermine her marriage, so she'll leave her husband for him. You just get that vibe with him. He's actually kind of a dark character. John Wayne, you know, when they get attacked from the Apaches, you know, he's out there fighting people. You know, and it looks like all cause is lost. And you know, you got Hatfield. You know, he's getting ready to kill the proper lady, right? I'm gonna call her proper lady. That's her title, okay? I'm sticking to it. He's gonna kill the proper lady so the Indians, you know, can't scalp her, can't rape her, can't kidnap her, you know, do bad things to her. So I guess in a way that's noble, but in a way it's kind of dark, right? He's going to kill this lady. Luckily, he gets, I believe he gets shot before he's able to do it. But, you know, you see him put the pistol right at the girl's head, right? And then you got the other characters. You got the doctor who's always drunk. You know, even though your doctor's pretty high in the hierarchy of society, you know, he's a disgraceful guy because he's drunk all the time. And then you got the Reverend, who he's pretty mellow, you know, he's pretty key, you know, he's pretty good with the woman who's that outcast of womanhood. Here, he's nice to her. He doesn't really talk down to her at all. He's kind of like the level-headed guy in the carriage, and the coach. That's kind of how I view him. And then you got the coachman, and I can't remember the guy with the good voice. He always had the good Western voice. Pretty sure he's in Back to the Future 3 at the guys at the table. Slim or something like that. I don't know. He's in it. He does a fantastic job. He's in all Westerns. I feel like he's in like all the John Wayne Westerns. With that, when you hear the voice, you just know it's going to be he's in a Western, right? Because I think the guy had been. I don't know the actor's name, and I didn't look it up. But every time I hear that voice, it's like every time I always associate his voice with a Western for some reason. And I kind of like how they did the Apaches. Like everybody today always misjudges like the Apaches. Like the Apaches are some kind of nameless monsters, faceless monster in this movie. You hear throughout the movie how they're attacking people. So you know eventually we're going to see the Apaches attack the Stagecoach because they're out there. You know, they're like the unknown force. You know, everybody's talking about how scary they are. So you're just waiting for that moment when they attack the Stagecoach. You know, even though, you know, the writer and the director do an excellent job of pushing it off as far as long as they can. You know, they don't really come into the movie until about maybe 30 minutes left. You know, they're at the very last act. But, you know, they got the tension building up. Like, when's these Apaches going to attack? How is it going to be? You know, I think I better pull it off. Because the more you push it off and you talk them up, you know, the better their attack has to be, right? But like I said, in modern times, everybody's talking about how the Apaches, you know, they just talk as them as these villains, these monsters. they don't tell the viewers why they're attacking or anything like that. Because I guess they just assume as a viewer, you know why they're acting this way, because they're savages. That's why. But but I don't know. That just came out of nowhere because they're savages. But they did have reasons, right? You have white man invading the territory, and they've been white men been getting Indian givers, and you have this territory, and then they take it away from them. So you can understand why they're a little upset. But in this movie, they don't really explain the politics behind why they're mad, why they're doing these things. They're just some faceless, nameless monster who only drive that they have is to kill white men, settlers, and stuff like that. That's kind of how they were portrayed in the movie. But I would say, though, I don't really think you need their little backstory. That'd be like another half an hour to this movie. But they keep on pushing off this attack of the Apaches, and he does a very good job. The tension's building up. You're waiting for this great scene when the Apaches attack the Stagecoach, and he does a marvelous job shooting it. And the whole scene is just fantastic. They're very vicious. The shooting, the gunfight between the Apaches and the people on the Stagecoach as they're trying to get away is very well done, very well shot. It's worth the buildup of holding them off to the very last possible minute where you could do it the right way. And he pulls it, and Ford does a great job in pulling that off. Really enjoyed this movie. I'm glad I watched this on Amazon Prime. I'm glad they kept it in black and white. I hate when I'm watching classic movies on Amazon Prime and they colorize it. It just doesn't look right. The color never looks right. It looks like it's fighting the black and white the whole way through the movie. So I really enjoyed this. When you haven't seen Stagecoach, they're still around at 12 minutes. Thank you for hanging out with me for this long. Watch it. It's on Amazon Prime right now of the time this video is made. I really enjoyed it. I can see why it's a classic. I see why it was kind of like the example for Westerns to follow it to take, because it's very well done. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you'll check out some other reviews. Have a great day, and until next time, bye.